My name's Joe. I live in Ohio. I have Gray Sheep Pottery Studio. I run with my wife. When Lela and I first started dating, we were explaining ourselves to each other, and we came up with that's who we are in our personalities, with our families and with our friends. We're not being like the black sheep of the family. We were kind of in the middle there. So we knew when we got married, we were gonna do creative stuff. So we were gonna have Gray Sheep Gardens and Gray Sheep Pottery Studio. So it was just gonna be our name. Yeah, weirdly, I worked with a guy, and he was walking his dog during trash day, and a lady was throwing out a kiln, and he was like, I know a guy. And so he immediately called me, and I picked it up the next day. I had done pottery in high school, but that was like 35 years ago. It's kind of just by chance that I got into it. And my nephew was able to hook it up. I went and bought a wheel and started experimenting with it, watching YouTube videos and reading a bunch of stuff, and it was just awesome. I totally was getting so much enjoyment out of it. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. And one of the things that I've always been interested in is like horror films, sci-fi films. Since a kid. So when I first had started out, I've been doing a lot of stamps, pop culture stamps, stamps of like horror films like Halloween 3 and The Shining. And so I would go on and make images and take those into the 3D printer and print them, and then I could stamp them into clay easy enough. And people identify with that stuff too. When they see it, it takes them to a time when they've seen that movie, because I do a lot of stuff that are older, more nostalgic stuff. I don't know, just doing pottery in general is kind of gets you into a really clear headspace. The wheel, I think that's probably everybody's favorite thing, especially right off, because you're getting to see something made pretty quickly. In the overall scheme of things, it happens pretty quick. You get in a zone on doing stuff, and it's just, I don't know, it's kind of magical in a weird way. It just has an effect when you're totally alone and nobody's there, and you're making that happen. And it just shows you how much control you can have. The other great thing is whenever you open the kiln after everything's been fired, that's like cool as hell. Because it shows the whole process through and the final product of glaze. And glaze just will make a shitty mug look all right, or it can make it look great. I like that, the work that it goes into it versus what you get out of it. And I think it makes it, it makes it super cool. Right now, I'm taking custom orders from people, posted on Facebook. So upcoming, I want to start Etsy shop, and then also I'm going to start looking into some of the local farmers markets where you can sell pottery, or there's a backwoods fest, a local thing. Ideally, I would love to get in with a brewery and do mugs every quarter, and be kind of pushed by other people's visions and not just mine, but do things that other people are wanting also. The fact that people want to buy something based off it, already seeing your work, and so they give you an idea for something else. I like that. I think that's a nice challenge. Zanesville, used to be the pottery capital of the world at one point. And this region was big for pottery, across the world. So it's kind of been neat to get into pottery, never thinking about it as anything but just where I'm from, and actually doing pottery now. It's a neat feeling. Yeah, Gray Sheep Pottery Studio on Instagram, and then I'm just Joe Hreha, Hreha on Facebook. And then eventually there'll be an Etsy shop with Gray Sheep Pottery Studios. But yeah, you can always message me with requests or you know.